Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. And hiding right there is Nico. He snuck into the kitten's little hidey hole and he decided to take a nap in there. He might come out. You might see a pair of green eyes go blink. Or not. He may stay sleeping. Anyway, notwithstanding, the first week of October, after the first week of October, I did a 4-week reading through October. And this was the week that looked like it was going to be disastrous for Donald Trump. I just rewatched the Donald Trump video because I wanted to see. I remember that the week starting the 21st was not going to be a happy week for him. And in that reading, the Five of Cups was the signifier card, along with the Wheel of Fortune. And at that time, I was saying, I think the appendices come out. And they did. The appendices got released on Friday. And so people have had the weekend to start reviewing them. And it starts showing, handwritten notes saying, now how do we convince Mike Pence to throw out the ballots? Text messages trying to get fake electors from Wisconsin to Mike Pence. Kayleigh McEnany having some email saying when do we start transitioning to Biden, with her, basically her acknowledging that Biden had won the election. Stuff like that makes it really obvious that that there were shenanigans going on, that people around Trump knew that he had lost the election and were trying to make plans for doing that. Trump seems fixated also on saying that he told people to peacefully and joyfully march to the Capitol. No, he didn't. I think I would have seen a video clip of that by now over the last 4 years. It's like this new narrative he came up with, and he just feels that like nobody could ever go back and double check or look. That's the problem when you lie. It's hard to prove a lie because it never happened. But he's fixated on that one. And, never mind the fight like hell or you won't have a country anymore, that type of thing. Yeah, that's exactly what people want. But people then call him out on it. It's like, well, if that's the case, then why did you sit in the dining room for 3 hours and let them riot? I suppose tell them to go home. There's no good answer for that. He doesn't have a lie for that one. Okay, but I'm going to now look. We're going to do another 3-week, about 3-weeker here. We're going to do this week for Trump, which was disastrous for him on my last reading, next week, and then the election week. And we'll see how things go. When I did the week of the 28th, I got the Sword of Justice card, and like the Four of Swords, and the Strength card, and the Eight of Swords. And I was watching it now. It's like, it's obvious he's exhausted. He needs to be up there, leading the charge, and he can't. He's, instead of being out there toting his brand, he's canceling his appointments. There's reports that he's exhausted, and he can't do it. That's where the hostage card comes in. He can't do it. He just doesn't have the energy to do what he needs to do in order to drum up support. He basically has to conserve his strength. When he needs to go out there and show strength, he can't. He needs to conserve it because he's an unhealthy 78-year-old man. Okay, so let's look. Entertainment purposes only. Let's look at Trump, the week of the 21st of October. 4 cards coming across. Signifier card for the week of the 21st, which is almost already over today as I record this on the evening of the 21st, is the World card. I had said in my previous reading, it's all over. It's all over. World card, bringing things to a conclusion. This chapter of his life has come to a conclusion. King of Wands. Wow. I usually use this card to represent attorney generals like Merrick Garland. So this could be the Department of Justice. Certainly, Judge Chutkin releasing the appendices would fall underneath that, but usually she's represented by the Queen of Wands, but she could be that. And could you ask for a better card to follow it up with? The Justice card and the Fool card. Wow, he is transitioning from the World card to the Fool. Oh man, underneath it all is going to be the Knight of Cups. Messaging coming through. Here's your subpoenas for you here, sir. This week, he's done. I don't think there's going to be new charges coming forward. I mean, that's always a possibility, right? But it's like he's transitioning from presidential candidate to criminal. And his next phase of his life is, his current phase as presidential candidate is ending, and his new phase of always, oh, Nico got up. You probably, no, you missed him because I didn't have the camera up. Sorry. His new phase as under the criminal justice system is about to begin. And guess who's stealing the kitten's food? Dude, stop stealing Elle's food, you naughty boy. Okay, we're back. So, yeah, welcome to your new life, Donald. Court cases. Now, of course, this is, he's pretty, the other way, the little bit of a darker way, because it's the false friend. This is where he stops campaigning and starts bringing legal action to the courts. And this is where they start with the election interference. So this is the week where he's going to transition to getting his base ready for the inevitable, the election was stolen from us. We have to go to the court cases and win this because they're stealing your presidency. It's more lies. Okay? So be ready for that. But but it makes sense for both, right? Because if he's no longer campaigning, it's because he's getting ready for the next act, which is he's expecting to lose. Well, if he could win, great. But if he doesn't win, he's going to say it was stolen. He said that in 2016 and he accidentally won. He said it in 2020 and he lost. He has been saying it in 2024. He's going to lose again. Week of the 28th. Temperance. Detoxification. This is basically the week leading up to the election. So this is Monday the 28th through Sunday. 2 days, like the 3rd or something like that. It'll be 2 days before the election's gone. Temperance is going to be the key. I really think this is going to be more Kamala Harris than Donald Trump, but it's that detoxification. Now, Trump actually probably does need to detox, but let's see what the rest of the cards have. You got the Knight of Cups, the Six of Cups. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I was saying that I was thinking of Kamala Harris. No, it's not. This is where the brew starts. He's creating his brew. This is the new batch of Kool-Aid. He is concocting the new batch of Kool-Aid because he's Donald Trump, the successful businessman. He's Donald Trump, your favorite president. He's Donald Trump, who the world feared and everybody loved and admired. How could he possibly lose? He's going to be reaching out to his MAGA base yet again, trying to get them riled up. Now, part of this is he really does need to get them riled up because early voting returns have shown that a lot of Democrats are voting early, which is expected, but the volume is high. The percentage of Democrats who ask for ballots and have returned them is very high. I was just watching a TikTok where the woman was saying in Georgia, where you don't really get demographics, one of the things they did get was that there were a large number of voters under 30, first-time voters voting. They're under 30 first-time voters. Those are young people who tend to vote for the Democrats. So Trump is getting his concoction ready. He's getting his place ready, getting everybody ready again, saying they're going to steal this valuable thing from you, and I'm the only one who can stop them. I need you to rise up. Here we go again. Okay, now, the week of the election. So we've gone from the 28th to the 35th, minus 31 from 35. That means it's Monday the 4th. Monday the 4th through the rest of the week, here comes the election. Ace of Pentacles. The big push. Fool's gold. And then this part means if you don't learn your lesson, you're bound to repeat it. Be very careful if you think rioting is a good idea. It can also be, as much as we deserve to gloat, you may not want to gloat too much. Be a little subdued in your... Be happy. Be happy when Kamala wins. But you don't need to necessarily rub somebody's face into it. They're already angry. Literally Trump is out there beating the hornet's nest, trying to get people all riled up. Ace of Pentacles, we have the Chariot, Progress, the Four of Coins, and the Hermit card. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So, he's, again, it's about big things of value. I think part of the thing is he's going to try and say early on that he won the election. He might run into a problem, though. There may not be a stage where he's particularly far ahead in states, battleground states that he needs to win. In other words, I'll pull you up for just a second. He needs to win Pennsylvania, for instance. And let's say in Pennsylvania, let's say more Republicans are going to vote than Democrats on election day. But let's say that the divide between the number of Democrats voting and the number of Republicans voting, maybe it was a 60-40 split in 2020. Maybe it's only 50-40, or 55-45. It's a closer split so that the Republican, he doesn't have as big of a lead. The other thing to consider is just because people are voting as Republicans does not necessarily mean that they are voting for Trump. He's a very unique candidate in this way. And when there's a lot of Nikki Haley Republicans, we will put them in air quotes, not really her Republicans, but she was somebody who at least better represented their values than Donald Trump did. And that's kind of a scary thought because she is, no. That doesn't, just because they're Republican in their voting doesn't mean they're voting for Trump. Because 20% of those Republicans don't want to vote for him, which means they may not vote at all, or they might vote for the opposite candidate. So if he doesn't have that big of a lead to begin with, he might have, like Pennsylvania, it might be a dead heat going through. He can't claim the victory because it's a dead heat. They're right next to each other, and then the early votes start getting counted in, and that's when Kamala Harris starts stretching that lead. So there's going to be a big push here, probably fool's gold push. I think what happens here is, in some ways, Kamala Harris, I think, hits the jackpot. The election's going to proceed. There's no amount of calling for things to stop is going to stop it. And I think we're going to find out early on that he is not won. He is trying desperately to hold on, but something could happen, like, Florida going for the Democrats. And, Florida goes to the Democrats, it's basically over. You've called the election at that point. And maybe there's some Republicans who really, really want to go to jail, who want to go to prison for not certifying the election results. They're going to be in a lot of hot water. I was just looking at a story. I don't know if it was on the Hillary AP News. Basically, one of the county clerks in Cochise County, darn it, I wish I can remember which state that was now. It was a rural district, and she was one of two. There were three election officials. Two were Trumpers, and one was a Democrat. And the two Trumpers were saying they weren't going to certify the election. And the Democrats said, yeah, we're certifying it. We're done. The judge basically heard the case and said, you will certify the election by this date. And the two Republicans didn't do it. Well, one of them just pled guilty, kind of plea deal where she got a misdemeanor charge, which might give her a $500 fine and like 6 months of unsupervised parole. The other guy's going to go to trial. He's a fool because these are felony charges that they're brought up here. So if you don't learn your lesson, you're going to learn your lesson. And the judge in this article even said, you know what? Let this send a lesson to people that don't want to certify the elections, free and fair elections. So post-election, Trump is trying to hold on to what he can, but I think the election just moves right on past him, and we have a winner declared. Trump can try to declare himself the winner here, but it's lied. There's no value to it. The election's moved on. We know who the winner is, and it's not him because he's trying to hold on to things for dear life. So, things not looking good for Donald Trump in the next 3 weeks. It looks like, this stage of his life is coming to an end. He's going to brew a new Kool-Aid for his MAGA supporters to drink because Dear Leader says to drink it. And it doesn't matter because we will get election results quickly. I don't know what's wrong with the polls. I don't know why they keep saying that this is going to be a close election. It's not going to be a close election. It's hard to see that because, again, we've been trained to trust the media. And ever since we were little kids, we've been trained to trust the media. And for the most part, the media has been somewhat fair and balanced in their reporting. But it's certainly degraded. And that degradation is just full-on corruption at this point. And to the point where, you look around, it's like, I can't be wrong on this. Now, again, I live in a blue state, in a blue area in a blue state. So it seems real obvious to me that Kamala Harris is going to win. And maybe if I lived in a red state, in a red county, it wouldn't seem so obvious. But the enthusiasm for Trump just isn't there. He's the overripe, black, oozing banana with insects floating around him. He's entering a new stage in his life. He won't have time to be president. He has time to be in court. And I know other intuitives said he will be just absolutely swarmed and swamped with court cases and litigation. He will never climb out from underneath it. He will spend all his money that he has earned paying lawyers trying to get him out of all these legal problems that he's gotten himself into. Okay? Hey, sweetheart, how are you? Meow, 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 meow. Yes, Nico is stealing your food. Would you like... Let me give everybody a treat here to see the kitten. Right up here. No? Try to get her to get her food. Here we go. Meow, meow, meow. Give everybody your purr. Okay, now we put you down. She likes to purr. She purrs when she gets her foods. There you go. And away she eats. Anyways, we'll end it here. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for any comments you do, thumbs up and stuff like that to feed the algorithm. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I do hope you found it insightful. And keep your spirits up. We're just 2 weeks away as you watch this. We're going to get through this. We're going to come out the other side, and we're going to be fine. Catch you on the next video. Take care.